Okay. So thank you, Dov. And again, Shalom Aleichem is one of the identifying parts of the Friday night meal. And we welcome these angels. We bless these angels. We ask the angels to bless us. And we send the angels off. What is this based on? Where does this come from? And once again, I thank Rabbi Joshua Flug for compiling wonderful sources that I've used for this class. And you have many of the sources in front of you now. So basically, it's based on the Gemara in Shabbos, on Daf Kuf Yud Tet Amud Bet, 119b. Tani, we learned there in the Bright, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, we have it both in Hebrew and English. It was taught. Rabbi Yossi and Rabbi Yehuda said, Shnei Malachei Asharet. There are two ministering angels. Milavin lo la'adam. Escort a person, be'erev Shabbat, on the evening of Shabbat, mi beit ha-knesset, as a person goes from the shul lebeito, to the house. Echad tov, ve'echad ra. One is a malach, an angel who is good. One is an angel who is ra, who is bad. Or k'shabal lebeito, they come to his house. Umatza, ner daluk, and he finds the candle is burning. Shulchan aruch, the table is set. Mitato mutzaat, and the bed is made. Malach Tov, the Malach Tov Omer says, the good angel says, Hi ratzon shetei lashevet acheret kach. Let it be the will of God that next week it should be the same. Umalach ra one amen bal korcho. And the bad angel, against his will, is forced to answer amen to that blessing. V'im lav. But if the house is not all set for Shabbat, Malach Ra, the bad angel, Omer says, maybe the will of God that the next week also it will not be a beautiful set Shabbat. Umalach Tov One Amen Bal Korcho. And the good angel has to unwillingly answer Amen. Now, how is this meant to be understood? The Rambam in Moreh Nevuchim, he holds that we never see a malach. We never deal with malachim. He goes as far as to say that when Avraham had the three passers-by, there weren't any three people passing by. And he didn't run out to them. And Sarah didn't make the cakes. He saw all of that in a vision. That was a vision of what he saw, but it didn't actually happen. That's Maimonides' approach. When Jacob wrestled with the angel, he didn't wrestle with an angel. He had a vision, a prophetic vision of himself wrestling with the angel. Ramban lashes out against that. But that is the Rambam's view. Now, the Rambam in Hilchot Tefillin or Mezuzah, interestingly enough, chapter 6, halacha 13, this is 6:13, he says there in discussing Amru Chachamim Rishonim, the earliest rabbis taught, Kol mi sheyesh lo tefillin b'rosho, whoever has tefillin on his head, uvizro, and on his arm, v'tzitzit b'bigdo, and has tzitzit on his garment, umezuzah b'pitcho, and has a mezuzah on his doorpost, muchzak hu shelo yecheta, he can be assured that he will not sin. Sharei yesh lo maskirim rabim, because he has many reminders. Ve'hein heim hamalachim. The Rambam says it's these reminders that are the malachim. Shematzilin oto milachato. These are the angels, the Rambam says, that help a person be saved from sin. Shenemar says, Chonam alach Hashem saviv li'irav v'yechal tzein. As the pasuk says, the angel of God camp around those who fear them and save them. Now, based on note number 3, this is from Rabbi Yitzchak Arama. Based on Rambam's understanding of angels, Rabbi Yitzchak Arama explains the Braita, meaning the Gemara Shabbos, as follows. He notes, as we perform difficult tasks, those tasks become easier the next time. That is why when one prepares properly for Shabbat, the preparations for the next Shabbat become easier. The two angels present in the Braita are not two angels. What do they represent? The two contradictory forces that a person encounters continuously. The intellectual force and the physical force. The intellectual force pulls him in the direction of observing mitzvot, and that is what is referred to as the Yetzer HaTov, as the good inclination. That's the good angel. And the physical force pulls him in the direction of satisfying his physical needs, that which pulls us towards our physicality, our urges, our desires. That is the Yetzer Hara. That is the bad inclination. When a person prepares for Shabbat, he is pulled in that direction. So a person, in other words, is always accompanied by these two angels, by these two leanings, these two drives, these two inclinations. And when a person comes home and one has gone through all the necessary steps to prepare properly for Shabbat, so what is one doing? One is attaching oneself to the drive for spirituality and taking oneself away from the drive, the pull towards physicality. And therefore, when a person prepares for Shabbat, he is pulled in that direction. And therefore, he is encouraged to act that way for future weeks. And the physical force is weakened. So the good force says, yes, next week again. And the bad force has to say, Amen, because the person is already being pulled in that positive direction. So according to the Rambam, right, there are no angels that are escorting us. We are escorted by our normal drives. And we'll always have the drive for the pull for the spiritual and the drag for the physical.
Is this the way Hashem speaks to us?
Meaning what?
Well, there's some message that's being given. We can either accept it or not.
I'm not sure what you mean.
I know, I'm sure what I mean.
According to the way the Rambam would understand this, or the way we're understanding the Rambam would understand this, we're not talking about angels being sent.
No, I understand.
We're talking about the drives that we have.
I realize.
And we either strengthen one drive and the other one then gets subdued, or we strengthen the other and the other one gets subdued.
So, Rabbi, how does...
No, go ahead. It's all right. I was just going to... So is that how Hashem set it up, so we could make these decisions for good or bad?
Absolutely.
So that, in a sense, is a message from Hashem.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, at the very core of Judaism is that we have our choices. God put us in a world where there's good and there's bad. God hides himself in this world, and we are faced with choices, with decisions, and we own those decisions. We become those decisions. Yes.
Right. So it is a form of message.
Uzi, bechavod.
So first of all, what the Rambam says is very upsetting to me. I was sure that there are two angels that are following me from shul to home. First of all,
Ramban agrees with you.
The other thing is, how does he explain, when Yaakov approached Pharaoh, he came to Egypt, and Pharaoh asked him, how old are you, and so on, and then he told him how all his life he had an angel in front of him that was protecting him. How does the Rambam explain that?
He'll say that it was a spiritual force. Yeah, look, Ramban goes to work on this and categorically rejects Rambam's opinion. Yes?
Isn't it kind of like negating Hashem's creation?
It depends what Hashem's creations are.
It's like negating...
The Rambam says that's not what Hashem's creations were. Right? The Malachim are the forces inside of us. But I don't want to get too stuck on the Rambam.
Okay.
Yes? Ida.
It's very much in tune with what contemporary behaviorists say. We become what we do.
Yeah?
And therefore our ritual, by getting up and davening in the morning, then we become attuned to our spiritual self before we satisfy the physical self.
Spiritual muscle memory.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Now, it is interesting to note that a couple of things, the way the Braita is written, seems to support this approach. right? A malach, you can't have a malach that's good and a malach that's bad. There are no bad malachim. Malachim are messengers of God. They're doing God's bidding. So there are no bad malachim. So the fact that we refer to one as a malach tov, a malach ra, that would seem to support the Rambam's understanding here, that we're talking about the drive to do good and the drive to do bad, as opposed to angels, as opposed to malachim. Also, it says matzah, if he finds the candle lit. Umatzah. It doesn't say umatzu, and they find. It says in the singular, umatzah, and he finds. Again, indicating that it's the person himself with his different pulls, as opposed to these actual two angels that support the person. However, Ramban vehemently disagrees with Rambam in his whole explanation of the different episodes in the Chumash in terms of Malachim, and he says, no, Avraham saw Malachim, saw these three people, they were Malachim dressed as passers-by, and he, and all the things, and Yaakov actually wrestled with this man who was a Malach. Jacob wrestled with that angel. And therefore, according to Ramban, the angels do take on a physical presence and do appear at different times throughout Scripture, throughout Tanakh, and therefore it would be a more literal explanation of the Braita that we don't see them, but there are two angels that accompany a person home on Friday night. Okay. Now,
we say in the Kaddish, Oseh Shalom Mimbroma, V'yaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen.
Right? What do we see from there? God who makes peace above, will make peace for us and for all Israel. Amen.
Yes.
So whether angels are physical or are physical.
So every nation has its own angel.
Oh, that's what the Kaddish is saying.
No, yeah, it does. But that when Oseh Shalom Mimbroma, V'yaseh Shalom Aleinu. And when those angels start fighting,
that's one approach. It's not what the words are saying.
No, correct.
That's an approach.
This is our emunah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
Not according to Rambam. That's not our emunah.
No, that's what he's saying.
Isn't it because the concept is abstract, but the words are concrete? So we confuse them.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Okay.
Right. The word. Right. Exactly how to understand all of these spiritual aspects is the challenge. Yes. Ari.
Just check my understanding. So out of the first explanation, the angels would then act as less literal messengers and rather as metaphysical manifestations of inner forces.
Yes, of our competing inner forces that are always working at us. Exactly, Ari. Exactly. So our Shalom Aleichem is based on this Braita. So what do? We say Shalom Aleichem according to Rambam, right? We're not really welcoming angels, but we are acknowledging, as Ari said, these two metaphysical forces that are inside of us, and acknowledging the importance of taking steps in one direction, and how that, as Ida had said, how that strengthens what I call our spiritual muscle memory, and makes it easier for us to do more of that in the future. And those who follow Ramban, so then it would seem that Shalom Aleichem is actually a welcoming ceremony for these angels. Now, there are certain serious issues, controversies, in terms of this. To name a few, it's not proper for us to pray to angels.
Right.
We're not allowed to use intermediaries.
What
Right?
is the prayer? I don't understand.
Barchuni l'shalom, bless me l'shalom.
That's a request, not a prayer.
But they don't give the blessings, God gives the blessings. Why are you asking an angel to bless? Why are we dealing with angels? Right?
Yaakov asked the angel to give blessing. Said, what's your name?
Okay, interesting. Right?
And also when Abraham came back from saving with Melchizedek.
Right. No, Avram gave a bracha to Melchizedek.
No,
Melchizedek gave a bracha to Avram.
Right.
Right.
And he wasn't.
Yeah.
In other words, there are instances in the past where we asked people to bless us, not necessarily God. Directly. I don't want to be a stickler, but we can move on. It's so important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you.
Yeah. So the way Rashi understands that is that you will. According to Rashi, again, according to Midrashic understanding, right? Right. I have to go to Medrash. So Rashi, this was the Sar of Esav. So Hodali al birchato. Right. Admit to me that the bracha that I received are truly mine. But the translation is Beirachtani. I hear that. Okay, but we don't pray to angels, we don't seek their blessings, and why should we tell them to leave? Right?
Oh no, they haven't. No,
Right?
they didn't. They left. They don't sit down to eat.
Seitchem l'shalom, malachem shalom.
We're about to eat dinner. I mean,
Well, we seem to be asking them to leave. Now, Rav Yaakov Emden, in his Siddur, right, he would only do a very abridged version of Shalom Aleichem. He said it's a custom. I don't want to abolish it, but he'd only do the first stanza, not Boachem l'Shalom, not Barchuni l'Shalom, not Seitchem l'Shalom. Just the first stanza, Shalom Aleichem, to the angels.
No, there is no Beshiftechem l'Shalom, of course. Right? Beshiftechem also. They were sitting down before, and then the Betzetchem.
We don't. Ashkenaz does 4.
You omitted the Beshiftechem?
We don't. I don't know if we omitted it. I don't know if we omitted it. I don't know if someone inserted it. But we do 4 stanzas. Now, it's said that Rav Moshe Sofer would not recite Shalom Aleichem, right? Because, interestingly enough, he had it based on the following. There's the source number 4. The Gemara Bracha tells a very interesting thing. A person is about to enter. We have it on the side 1 in Hebrew, and on the second page. Oh, I don't have it in English. I'm sorry. One who enters the bathroom.
There's no English.
Right. So bear with me. Omer, he'll say, "Hitchabdu mechubadim, kedoshim. Be honored, you honored one, you holy ones, you servants, Meshat Elyon. Tenu kavod l'keisrael. Give honor to the God of Israel. Harfu mimeni, and give me a little space here, right? Move aside a little bit, separate from me. Ad she'ekanes, until I will enter into the bathroom. Aseh ritzoni, I will do what needs to be done. Vavo aleichem, and then I will return to you." So the Gemara says that before a person goes to the bathroom, he tells the angels that accompany him, "I need a little space here, but please wait. I'll be out in just a minute." The Shulchan Aruch, on page 2 of the notes, says, when one enters the bathroom, the seat room, used for the bathroom stall, says, "Hitkabay mechubadim," etc. V'achshav lo nagu la'amro. Now, it is not our custom to say it. We don't say that. So, the Chosm Sofer says, right, we don't say that nowadays. Why? Because we don't consider ourselves holy enough to have angels who are accompanying us who need to wait outside when we go into the bathroom. If that's the reason, so if we're not worthy of having angels accompanying us, and therefore we don't say this when we go into the bathroom, so we're not worthy to have angels accompanying us, and therefore we don't say Shalom Aleichem either Friday night. That's why he too would not say it. Rav Kook explained that no, and we should. We should continue to say Shalom Aleichem, addressing those angels, even though we don't say Hitchabdai Mechubadim, addressing those angels when we go to the bathroom. Why? During the week, he says, angels accompany people when they are wearing their tefillin. So when a person would take off his tefillin, he would have to say to the angels, "Please wait, I'll be coming out, I'll be putting my tefillin back on." They used to wear tefillin the entire day. Therefore, when we no longer wear tefillin during the entire day, we no longer say that, he says. But on Shabbos, when there's no requirement to wear tefillin, so then the angels will accompany us, and that's why he says we should say it on Shabbos, even though we don't say this when we go into the bathroom. But this idea of praying to, dealing with, speaking to the angels, that is something that we are normally not supposed to do. And Rav Yaakov Emden in his Ciner quotes the following Yerushalmi, source number 6, as a reason not to say Shalom Aleichem. The Gemara there says, I have an extra one here, I'm sorry.
I'll give it to Linda.
Okay.
Sure.
Right, the Gemara there says, this is source number 6, Yerushalmi. This is the Jerusalem version edition. We normally study the Babylonian Talmud. This is the Jerusalem Talmud. Rabbi Yudan Omar Mishmei Didei, Basav Adam, Yesh Lo Pitaron. If a person, flesh and blood, if he has a bit of a crisis, right? Yesh Lo Pitaron, he has a means of dealing in Badlo Eit Sarah. Right? If a crisis comes his way, he has a way of dealing with it. He won't go to the ruler right away. He'll go to the entranceway of this king, officer, governor, the Kori La'avdo, and he'll speak to the person's servant. Ola ben Beito, someone who lives in the house. And that way, this person will then intercede on his behalf to the governor. Vuomer, and then this son or this servant, will tell the governor, the king, Ish ploni so-and-so is here at the house. Why don't you invite him in? Why don't you grant his request? But with God, that's not how it works. In Baal Adam Sarah, if a difficulty comes to a person, lo yitzavach, he should not cry out, lo leMichael, not to the angel Michael, v'lo leGavriel, nor to the angel Gabriel, elo li yitzavach, he should cry out to me, Hashem says, v'ani one lo miyad, and I will answer him immediately. So this is the idea, again, from the Yerushalmi, Rav Yaakov Emden says, that's why we shouldn't say it. We shouldn't be dealing with angels. We don't deal with angels. We go straight to the boss. We deal only with Hashem. Now, there are slichot that often, by the end of the slichot that we say during the days of repentance, we speak about malachei rachamim, machnise rachamim, angels of mercy, those who will bring us mercifully before God, and there are many that leave those out for the very same reason. We don't deal with the malachim. And the Vilna Gaon is quoted to have objected to Barchuni l'shalom for this reason. It says the angels are not decision makers. They don't decide should a person receive a blessing or not. And therefore there's no purpose in asking the angel for the bracha that next week should be good. It's not up to them. So those are reasons that are stacking the deck why we should not be saying it, or not be saying at least that third stanza of Barchuni.
What about me telling you, Rabbi, may peace be with you, in English? Tachzor b'shalom.
So what you're saying to me, Uzi, is that you hope that Hashem should give me peace.
Yes, I do.
And I appreciate that. And I'll say amen to that. Right? But I'm not going to say to you, Uzi, give me a bracha.
That's the difference. I got it.
Right? And if someone does say to me, Rabbi, give me a bracha, my first words are, may Hashem ... Right? It's not, I bless thee. Right? May Hashem bless you with.
Right.
I understand quickly. You have to explain slowly.
Now, source number 7 is Rabbi Yisroel Bruna, Marie Bruna, in one of his Shalot V'Tshuvos. He lived in the 1400 to 1480. He explains why we say these things of Machnise Racham and why we seem to address angels during different parts of our davenings. And he says, we have both in Hebrew and English, source number 7, Mash anu omrin, that which we say, Na midah nechana, please the proper midah, the proper attribute, go before God and advocate. V'chein midat rachamim, umachnisei rachamim, malachei rachamim, the attribute of compassion. Bring us in for compassion. Angels of compassion. Eino ela derech shiflut va'avdut. He says, this is to show our lowliness, our humility, our servitude. Shemadaber b'fnei hamelech u'yotzav lidvar lemelech. We're talking to God, but we're framing it as if we're talking to His attendants, because who are we? Who are we to speak to God? But we must. V'hu bosh b'davar. And it's almost embarrassing for us, l'karev el hamelech, to go before the king. So we're showing that we have this uncomfortableness, that who am I to stand before the king? That we must do, but who am I? And therefore we clothe it in these terms, ve'ein ze derech emtsa'i klal. But we're not going through an intermediary. We're not asking the Malachim to do anything. But it's a way of humbly standing before God, and who am I to talk directly to you? So I will couch it in terms of approaching a Malach.
Meaning, give good word, put a good word before God on my behalf.
Right. If I'm embarrassed to ask you something, Uzi, right? So I'll say, I sure wish someone would tell Uzi that I need this. Right? But who am I talking to you? I'm talking to you. Right? That's what we're doing when we invoke these different malachim. So that is one aspect of the controversy. Should we be saying it? Should we not be saying it? Are we involved with malachim? Should we be involved with malachim? And though our custom is to say it, not like Rav Yaakov Emden, and we say all four stanzas, but we need to understand that we're not giving any credence, any power. We're not attributing any independent power to these malachim, to these angels, but understanding that that's a way of our approaching Hashem.
Even the priestly blessing, Yivarech Echad Hashem v'yishmach, it's God blessed. The high priest wasn't doing the blessing.
And they are a conduit through which it flows. Exactly right. Now, how about the Tzeitchem l'shalom? Right? Is it appropriate to say, it's been real, time to go now, see you later, like you start to dim the lights, hint, hint, right? Time for you guys to go, right? So Rav Yaakov Emden has this as another objection of his, why we shouldn't be saying it. Chazon Sofer also says it's not appropriate. However, there are those that say, which is the Machatzit HaShekel, which is number 8 over here. Ulani v'daiti pashut ta'avagav da malach nishar eitel adam kol yom Shabbat. Even though the malach will remain the entire Shabbat. Ein l'shanot nusach tzeitchem l'shalom. We shouldn't change the text when we say tzeitchem, go in peace. Ki al derech baruch atah v'oecha baruch atah v'tzitecha. The blessing we say is a pasuk. Blessed are you when you come. Blessed are you when you go. We're not telling you to go. Whenever you go, it should be with a bracha. Even though the angels are not leaving now, in other words, the emphasis is not on the tzeitchem, that you should go. When you go, the emphasis is l'shalom. It should be a peaceful going. Others suggest, the Sfat Emes, who's the Rebbe of Gore, he says there are two sets of angels. There are our weekday angels and our Shabbat angels. So we say Shalom Aleichem to the Shabbat angels, and we bid farewell until Havdalah time, until Shabbat ends, to our weekday angels. Others say that there's two sets of angels. One that brings down the Neshama Yetera, that extra spirituality, the extra soul we have for Shabbat. They come and they go, we bid them well, and the other ones are remaining. What's the idea? Two more points I want to touch upon. what's the idea of the 3 times? Why do some say each stanza 3 times? So, Rabbi Yisroel Chaim Friedman says that we do things 3 times for greater emphasis. When we do Hatarat Nidarim, when we do the annulment of vows, we say it 3 times. As part of the Kiddush Levana, when the blessing we say over the new moon each month. So there too we say Shalom Aleichem. We say it 3 times. So there are things that we say 3 times in order to strengthen it. One last idea is that we start off, the first stanza is Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, the ministering angels. The next 3 stanzas, we call them Malachei HaShalom, angels of peace.
And Malachei Elyon also.
We always, they're always called Malachei Elyon. But first time, the Malachei Elyon are referred to as Malachei HaSharet, and then the second time we switch from Sharet to Shalom. Right? Elyon also referred to them, but that stays consistent throughout. So why is that? So some say, well, according to the explanation that we had, that there were 2 groups of angels, right? Either the weekday and the Shabbos, or the extra soul and the accompanying. So we're addressing both sets. Some of them are Malachei HaSharet, others are Malachei HaShalom. But the explanation that I like, that I prefer, is similar to what we said before. That, well, either way, whether going with the Rambam or the Ramban, as we describe them, approach. If it's the 2 angels, literally, so then they started off, each one hoping, each one vying for the good angel, vying it for it to be all set, and the bad angel vying it for it to be all in, all disrupted, right, all in disarray. But then what happens? We come home on Shabbos and we have a beautiful Shabbat all laid out for us. So what happens? The good angel says, let it be next week, and the other angel has to answer, Amen. At that point, they're no longer sharet. They're no longer at odds with one another. What are they now? Shalom. Now they are of one mind. And even according to what we said before, according to the Rambam, that it's not 2 angels, but it's those, what did you call them, Ari?
Manifestation.
Manifestation of the metaphysical forces that are inside of us. Right? Once we walk into a beautiful Shabbos, so what happens? We're now all in, right? All vested, and therefore at that point, we're no longer having the pulls and the turmoil. We're going to begin a beautiful Shabbat, and we are connecting ourselves to that beauty of the Shabbat, so that inner struggle has become shalom, has come to peace for that point, and we go into a beautiful Shabbat in that way.
That's why we say Shabbat Shalom. Well, every other day we say hello.
Right. Shabbat Shalom. Right. There should be that tranquility and that beauty of Shabbat. And I just say that Olam Haba, the world to come, is called Yom Shekulo Shabbat. Right. That's the point where it's all Shabbat, where we're fully at peace and fully aligned with that spirituality. And the Shabbat that we have each week is a stepping stone to prepare ourselves and the world for that time. Okay, my friends.
We'll find out why we omit Leshivtechem.
Huh?
We'll find out why we omit
I'll take
Leshivtechem.
Yeah.
So you have 5 stanzas?
Yeah.
Really?
Because after
We light
at the end,
candles
there's
very early.
Oh boy.
So what time on?
So,
Well, I'm not going to put this week, it'll be the following.
Dove, thank you.
Okay.
Not this week, the following.
Dove?
oh, it's the following week.
Thanks.
Put the date down. I don't have a calendar.
That's okay.
you know the